let's get into it. Tonight, we're diving into a really chilling story, one that crawls out of a deep, foggy winter night. It's a tale about a past that just refuses to stay buried, and a secret that comes back as this icy, vengeful ghost. And it really makes you ask, what happens when your biggest regrets literally come back to haunt you? So, picture this. It's one of those nights. The kind of cold that gets right into your bones, and the fog is so thick it just eats up all the sound and light around you. Yeah, it's the perfect setting for something not so great to come creeping out of the shadows. And who's waiting out in that cold? A guy named Raghu. He's a simple, hardworking auto rickshaw driver. His life is a grind, He's got a wife, 2 kids, a sick mom. They're all counting on him to find fares on nights just like this. But this night is going to change everything for him. Then he hears it, just a soft shuffle of sandals. And out of the mist, a woman appears. She's wearing a red sari, and her hair is kind of covering her face. She asks for a ride to the old settlement, a place that's been in ruins for years. Nobody lives there. The whole request is just off. And her voice, it has this weird coldness to it, almost like the wind itself is talking. So he takes the fare. They're on this deserted road when suddenly she's gone, vanished from the back seat. Raghu slams on the brakes, jumps out, and there she is, standing in the middle of the road. And then she says his name. In that one terrifying second, he sees her face. It's bruised blue, her eyes just black pits. Her ghost just dissolves and flows right into the glass of his auto, and the engine starts up all by itself. When Raghu finally gets home, he is not the same person. His wife, Rama, opens the door and finds him just standing there. His face is pale, his clothes are all damp, and his eyes are completely empty. He's just a cold, hollow shell of the husband who went to work that night. The change is just so stark. The hardworking family guy, he's gone. And in his place is this silent, cold person who barely eats, stares at walls for hours on end, and whispers to his empty auto rickshaw in the middle of the night. It's a pretty chilling reminder that hauntings aren't always about creaky floorboards. Sometimes the ghost gets inside a person and just hollows them out. His family is understandably terrified. He starts talking to someone they can't see, and he has this hollow, joyless laugh. He tells his mother that his passenger, she's arrived, and she's claiming his home as her own. That is classic possession talk. This force isn't just haunting a place, it's trying to take over his soul. So seeing her whole world get torn apart by this cold fear, his wife Rama knows she's got to do something. She decides she's going to retrace Raghu's steps that night. She's going to investigate the station and that abandoned settlement where this whole nightmare kicked off. So first stop, the station. A tea vendor there tells her something that is just deeply creepy. He says he saw the woman in the red sari that night, but here's the thing. She never got off the train. She just appeared, materialized out of the fog, and got into Raghu's auto. Rama then makes the journey to the desolate settlement herself, and it's a place of ruins and total silence. But there, among all the crumbling walls, she finds an old woman who actually remembers the history of the place and the tragedy that happened there. And the old woman tells her this story about a girl named Sudha who died 2 decades ago. She was killed in an auto accident right by the river. The driver, he was terrified. He didn't help her. He just fled into the night. And that driver's name was Raghu. And just like that, everything starts to make this horrible kind of sense. This isn't some random haunting. This is where the ghost story turns into a story about being held accountable. That ghost, it's just the form that a long-buried truth has decided to take. It's a reckoning. Think about it. 20 years of silence have gone by. But for Sudha's spirit, it's as if no time has passed at all. And that's a classic theme in these kinds of stories, isn't it? For the spirit that was wronged, the trauma is always happening right now. And they come back to force the living to face a past they tried so hard to bury. So, armed with this truth, Rama does something incredibly brave. She confronts the spirit. Sudha appears in the fog and tells her exactly what she wants. And what's so fascinating here is her idea of justice. It's not revenge. It's not an eye for an eye. It's about confession. The spirit isn't demanding his life. She's demanding that he speak the truth. Rama goes back and confronts her husband. And the second he hears Sudha's name, it's like this dam of denial that he's built for 20 years just shatters. With tears literally freezing on his face, he confesses everything. He saw her dying, but he was scared, and he ran.
Raghu knows now what he has to do. Confessing to his wife, well, that's not enough. He has to face Sudha herself. So driven by this guilt that has literally chilled him to his soul, he goes down to the riverbank, the exact spot where his story and hers really began.
So at the river, he calls out to her. He apologizes, admitting his cowardice is what killed her. And Sudha's ghostly form appears, but her eyes, they aren't filled with rage. They're filled with tears. She reaches out and touches his forehead. A single scream rips through the night, and then just silence. The next morning, his auto is found at the station, totally empty. Raghu is never seen again. And in the days that follow, this strange kind of peace settles over Raghu's home. The supernatural, icy cold that had been plaguing them is just gone. The haunting is over, but it's been replaced by the very real, very human weight of grief. Months go by. Then one night, there's a soft knock on the door. Rama opens it, but there's no one there. Nothing but darkness and fog. But right there on the ground is Raghu's old auto key, ice cold to the touch. It's like a final, silent sign that the story is concluded. The account has been settled. And this leaves us with this final, haunting question. Raghu paid the price for what he did, and Sudha's spirit found her justice. But for the family he left behind, what's left? Is it really peace? Or is it just a new, quieter, and maybe even colder kind of silence?